So that's super cool. So I think you guys are really, really keen on seeing this winners final, and I hope we're gonna see them playing this evening, right? Let me look again at the schedule. So it says May the 12th, winners final, 6:30 p.m. Okay, so I mean, practically should have started like 20 minutes ago. Okay, so that's exactly what we want to see this evening. Exactly what we want to see. Oops. This one here. Okay. I don't know what the heck is that with sound alerts. Is this from Twitch or some other stuff? There's a new update coming to sound alerts. I don't know what's that. I don't recognize that thing. I don't even know what the heck that is. Right, so I'm gonna leave it in abeyance until I'm a bit more clear in regards to this announcement here. I don't know what the hell is that thing. Right, so where's the winners final? That should be Vincent Magnus playing, right? Winners bracket semifinal. Okay, losers bracket. Da, 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 da. So Keimer challenging Magnus, right? So that's what we want to see. Okay, and until this thing actually really does happen, I think I'm going to do a couple of puzzles together with you, my friends, and hopefully we're gonna get to see these guys playing. Okay, cool stuff. And we are multi-broadcasting as per usual. Let's go with the puzzle then. Puzzle, yeah. Okay. I guess we should be just okay with the lives. Yeah. Okay, looks like on YouTube we're doing just fine, and I reckon the same goes for the Facebook and Kick.com. I'm not going to check them all now. So let's go with the puzzle, guys. Hopefully, Keimer and Magna going to be starting, and we can definitely see this together and commenting it and enjoying the probably one of the best chess on the planet. The best chess on the planet, right? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to enjoy, and as such. So, my chess friends, we've got here Queen, and we've got Rook, and the F2 square. Now, we have to act now with a check, because if we don't, we're getting in trouble. Like, we're getting in serious trouble if we don't. So I gotta think carefully about this. It could be though Queen to G1. This guy has to move. And then he might be this. Well, that's a very serious check. You see? So we may want to think about this one. If we take with the queen, they're still gonna be moving, right? They're still gonna be moving. Namely D1. To which we could give another check, but then the king just goes, and if we escape that guy, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's that good. Now the question is, would be Queen G or Queen H with a check? So let me look at this one. They have to play. They have to play. Is there any difference in between the two? Now we gotta keep an eye on the F2. Actually, we gotta be in close contact with the rook, attacking at the same time, and we need to keep checking. We need to keep checking that guy. Oh, we are in serious trouble then. Is it queen taking though? I don't know. Rook perhaps. Then this guy goes here or something. I think it's got to be this. Yes, we were correct with the first move at least. And hopefully, guys, we got the correct sequences following next. Right, I hope I'm not terribly wrong if I'm moving my rook from f8 over to f2. That's check. If they play something like this, I guess I could just move the queen, really, and that's quite looking very promising. Really, really promising, right? I mean, they might be moving here, but then, hey, I got a lot of power. Probably checkmate at some point. So, my chess friends, I think I'm just gonna launch the rook to f2. Hello, David. David, I'm hoping we're going to see Magnus and Keymer. Magnus and Keymer. Yeah. Well, not h8 for sure, but definitely rook f2 seems to be the stuff. Definitely rook f2, exactly as I had imagined. Well, chess is about imagination, so exactly as I have envisaged, that is the correct sequence. No, queen h8 wasn't good, David, because the queen and the rook had to both attack on f2. So we had to play queen g1, actually. So actually, I was correct on this occasion. On others, I may be very well wrong, as we know. But on this one, I was correct. We're correct on this one. So, guys, good to see you, folks. I guess the sound should be in order, David, right? At your end. I've just slightly modulated here some buttons on the what's this podcast factory, this and that. I just moved some buttons in a direction here, so I hope it didn't affect the clarity of the sound or stuff like that. Okay, let's see if actually Magnus and Keymer do play, because that's how I advertised that. I said Magnus and Keymer, and I'm hoping they're gonna play. Oh, let me just drop this message. What? I did. Okay, that would be extra. After the stream. Uh, after stream, please. After stream, please. Okay. All right. So, are they actually going to start playing? Okay, let's go with this puzzle then. On the next one. Right. All right. Good to see you guys. Yeah, it is always challenging. Could be at times for sure, or seriously challenging for some others. Some others is way more difficult than for some other folks. So yeah, we can speak about social classes and stuff. So life could be incredibly challenging for others and not so for other persons. So yeah, okay, that is indeed the story of humankind. Okay, so this one here, black to play. Let's focus a little bit here. Okay. Two minus, two rook and queen. Two minus, two rook and queen. Could be a couple of things. I don't wanna. Although it's not necessarily, it's already defended by the king. I'm really oscillating in between f4 takes c3 or bishop takes f3, which would be quite interesting. So I hope very much I'm not missing on important ideas. The only counter game they might be having, it might be this one. Santosh, when you're streaming, you have to do multi-stream using the Restream software so you can go on two platforms at once. If you're just using Twitch, it's very difficult on Twitch because probably the small creators, average creators like ourselves, they are on the very last page on Twitch. So you better get the Restream software where you've got for free two platforms, two destinations, they call it. Yeah. Well, why don't you just type it in? Why don't you just type in or make a note or something? Restream software. So you got two destinations for free. So why don't you expand a bit? So that's literally zero money. Yeah. And if you want to add a few more quid, you may want to get the create content BS from Restream, to which you do get 4 destinations. So the best stuff is for you to opt having a software with 4 destinations minimum. So you can go like, YouTube and Twitch, and you choose 2 more, whoever they are, whatever they are. Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, I think you should. Yes. You'll keep at a minimum. You'll keep at a minimum the settings. Give it a try, and see how it happens. Yeah, streaming is incredibly difficult at times. So yeah, you just have to really enjoy what you're doing, or it's gonna be incredibly tough. So I guess you like chess very much, right? And you like conversing with your virtual friends. So that should be okay for a starter. You will see how it develops. Now, let's see if we have Magnus actually play. Oh, we didn't do this puzzle first. Okay, let's do this puzzle quickly. Okay, what am I supposed to do? This, if I capture here, they're gonna be pushing here, hitting my queen. That's serious. That is serious. This, yeah, but I always have this guy. Is that important? Well, everything is important. So if I capture, actually, they're gonna play this stuff. I'm not sure. So perhaps I should take on e3 to create a space for my queen to run off the attack and maybe check with some tempo. Might be the case indeed. Takes. Well, they could check. That is true. And then I'm taking. That is true as well. But when they push, I could potentially go with this. The only concern here would be if I take on c6. I think it's quite good. But after they push the pawn, well, it's not the end of the world, but I can still play this, you see? That's quite serious. I mean, I can give a rook, but I take back stuff, I guess. Huh. Every material does matter indeed. So probably bishop takes c6. What do you think, David? What do you think, Santosh? What do you think, guys? Shall we proceed with bishop d7 captures c6? What do you think, guys? Let me know. What do you think about this possible move? And if there is any c3 to c4, we're gonna probably move queen to e6. That's how I look at it. I mean, we could be wrong, but it seems to me that bishop takes f3 is actually the deal. If not, I really don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm not fully satisfied with f takes e3 and stuff. So let's capture this guy. Exactly as I said, after bishop takes f3, this is the counter move. This is the counter move. So it is always important to remind ourselves in chess. Always we have to think about the other guy's most ferocious move. You can't just ignore it. Now, luckily, I guess, we do have a move for the queen, a space for the queen. Now, my question is if you guys consider queen e6 is the stuff to play. Queen e6. Now, bishop would take here, I would say. And then you don't take on e3 because they're going to block with the rook, so you didn't do nothing. But you could take with the bishop. They take, and then you take. So, whoa, apologies. I'm sorry, I just forgotten to moving the queen, of course. And I did say. Now, is it actually queen e7 or queen e6? Is there any difference in between the two? So queen e6, queen e7. Queen e6 is nice. Queen e7, what's with this? Is there any difference? Queen e6 could be, just simply asking, could it be this? But it doesn't mean anything, does it? I mean, genuinely wonder if it's this or that. This is a subtlety, my friend. This is a subtlety. Queen e6 or queen e7. I kind of like them both. I'm not seeing a huge difference in between them. But there are always subtleties, and actually this is the moment where you probably could mess it up. Because there is a subtlety here. Queen e7 makes a battery with the queen and bishop potentially. Still attacks e3. Queen e6 on the other hand gets the pawn back keep maintaining your... Actually, queen e6 would allow my king to move if I ever dream of rook attacking this guy. So I would go queen e6 for this particular reason. It might be some others. I hope I'm not missing on important stuff here. All right, what the heck? Ah, blimey. It was the other one, guys. No? You say? They never get easy, do they? Bloody hell, we just missed it. I just missed it. I thought this one would just do queen e6, queen e7. What the hell is wrong with it? Am I supposed to go queen h for this? It could be. No? Well, that's a shocker. Do I take? No, it can't be. Do I? What the hell are you requiring? No, queen h4 has been denied as well. Queen h4 had been denied. Queen e6 been denied. Queen e7 denied. This is incredibly weird. Like, seriously, this is just so... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. No. It's Is it bishop a3? Is it bishop a3? But the guy takes, and I go check. But then they... Is it bishop h3? No, man, because then I have to buy another one. If you sponsor another PC, I might be willing to do some gestures at some point for the theatrical effects. But no, I don't want to buy another PC, man. Sorry. Bishop a3. Bishop a3 is a cool little move. I didn't even think about it. So, I mean, I'm thinking now because queen e6 and queen e7 had been rejected and I messed up the puzzle. I didn't even think for a second about bishop a3. I couldn't be bothered about that one. So they capture, you go with a check here. They move, you take the guy back, say. I mean, this is really that kind of stuff. You see, this is that kind of stuff. And you're in check, by the way. If you're dreaming about taking the bishop, that is just not possible right now. You are in check. You have to move out of check. Let's move this guy. Oh, you've got to be joking. Every single time there is something here. Yeah. Well, then we can't punch the PC, man. Then that's a very bad advice. Yeah, that won't cut it. I can't do nothing with $20 of yours, man. I'm sorry. So keep your dollars for yourself, yeah. So yeah. Moving this. Oh, drop it. No, you can't drop this guy back. Sorry, what the on earth is this? This one had been declined. Is bishop? You can't drop the bishop back because they take the queen. You're just very much done. Sorry, what am I supposed to go with it? What are you talking? What do they? Sorry, what the hell is this? What am I? That can't go because it's illegal. I mean, you telling me I do this, but that guy takes the queen. Oh, come on. Okay, can anyone have a bit more clarity in terms of the next move we have to play? Queen e6, queen e6. That blocks. They still can't take. And if they take your guy, you actually take the queen. If the queen takes, you're going to take with tempo, attacking the rook. Yes. Queen e6, queen e6, queen e6. Takes and takes. That's a difficult little puzzle here. Pass rate 27%. Okay, well, that was a tough one. Let's go and see if Keymer actually does play Magnus, because that's what we wanted to see. Watch, and then we're gonna try and see if we can make another puzzle here. Maybe more coffee would helping. They started because we were with that freaking puzzle that I messed it up anyway. Instead of watching Keymer and Magnus. Well, and not my fault they were late. If they were late, what was I supposed to do? Okay, b6. Fine. Now it's time to think like a super GM. Nice idea. And they moving now 6 minutes 20, 6 minutes 20. That's pretty much similar time wise. It is indeed, guys, the winners final. By the way, this is not the grand final. I think that's what they call it. So this is the winners bracket. And the winner from this evening is going to be facing the winner of the losers final, if I understood this one correctly. And then there'll be the grand final. Yeah, I think you said that one yesterday. You're repeating yourself. You said that stuff yesterday, Santosh. Come on, man. You're either getting creative and original. Just don't repeat that stuff again. You said already that stuff. Right. Bishop e3 here. Okay, they capture. If you take here, this guy is kind of hanging, right? So if bishop takes, you take back with the knight. Maybe, but this guy's hanging. It's complicated, actually. And there is some pressure with the rook and the knight on e5. This is actually quite tactical. This is getting quite tactical. Vincent is that type of player that wants to just simply win. And that's the only attitude. I think he's got the right attitude. He really does want to win. He's going to play for a win. And this position looks really challenging for both of them and quite tactical. Quite tactical. Yeah, knight, exactly as I had thought about. That's what I said I would play. But frankly, I'm not sure what's going to happen after queen takes. I guess you take. And they take. And I don't know. You take and then take. And there's so much to factor in. And there is always this guy here that hits the queen, and that's a nice pressure on g, and there is the rook. This is quite something. It's quite exciting. Challenging stuff here they do. Tactics are crazy here. I mean, this is not something you're gonna comprehensively think it through in the span of 3 minutes. You can't do this in 3 minutes. This is really complicated. Okay, he tries to neutralize that powerful rook. Vincent tries to make this guy disappear in one way or another. So no more pressure on the e file. I mean, it makes sense, of course. I don't know. Very unexpected idea. Because, okay, and Magnus goes with this one. Queen actually provides defense for the e4. Further attacks on e5, like triple attack. Now, obviously, if rook takes, you are going to take back with what? With cb, and maybe at some point you'll be creating a pass pawn. Perhaps that might be the case. This is a very tactical middle game. It's not quite end indeed. This position, guys, it's very difficult from a tactical point of view. Very difficult. As I said, this is not enough 3, 4 minutes, 5. This is just something that requires a good maybe 8, 10 minutes to... I mean, for them, for average players like ourselves, we might need even more. Knight, of course, can jump in on d6, and that will be forcing the white rook to actually do something, I guess. Now, and Magnus has a little bit of advantage here, 5 minutes 26, the other guy 3 minutes 30, Vincent. So, okay, so rook took. Now, I would say take with c, maybe at some point, if you're lucky, you might create a pass pawn. That's how I look at it. There you go. Well, I was just being like trying to keep the proportion in between comparisons here, ourselves and this elite chess players. Now, if you're making comparison with the random players in the neighborhood, you might be quite inspired. If you make a comparison in between yourself and the peaks of human chess abilities now, like Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura, probably you're an average player, right? I mean, just keeping the proportion, keeping the comparison, you know. Someone like ourselves and someone like Hikaru, Fabi, or Magnus, or Prague, or you name it, you know, those elite chess players. That's what I said. That's not that you're not seeing the ideas they see. If someone can see ideas, I meant in terms of understanding them. That's what I meant. Yes. Okay, so now the game gets simplified. Exactly as you said, the game does get a little bit simplified. And he goes for weaknesses now. Rook attack c7. That's a weakness. You have to address this. And it's looking good for white in this first game. It does look good for white. Double attack here. This guy is a little bit weak though. You have to be careful. So I would assume if rook takes c7, black knight can take, and there is a bit of a pressure here, but then white's going to take. Then this guy takes, then this guy takes, then I don't know, do you lose on f2? But you're also having check on g7. I mean, this is something that is so time consuming. This is very time consuming. I do see clearly there is double attack on e5, rook can take on c7. Sorry, if knight takes on e5, you're not going to be hitting g, but you do take on e5, right? And then maybe rook can position itself on the 6th rank or something. Maybe you can take b6 and go for the queen. Maybe. Wow. He did take on c, and Keymer took on a4. And now, my friends, is just simply getting bullet again. Still blitz for Magnus. As soon as Magnus go below 3 minutes, he's going to play bullet. But those seconds matter so much. And poor Vincent Keymer now plays bullet chess against none other than Magnus. So, very difficult. And guys, look at the white rook. Look at the white rook attacking everything on the 6th rank. This guy's going to fall, you name it. Exactly. The rook on the 6th rank, just this rook kills everything what's on the 6th rank. I mean, what do you want to save first? Knight, I guess, right? You want to save the knight. When you save the knight, I guess rook can take on b6, attacking the other knight on b5. The other knight needs to play. Well, of course, there are squares. You can try to... Yeah, so knight goes to safety. A bit of pressure here. We might be having some back ranks. You have to play this one carefully, though. Yeah. It's alright. You have to play this one carefully. You better shut the door, guys. Well, it looks to be there is a lot of attacking power for white. Yeah, I mean everything is hanging here. I mean, when I say everything is hanging, is the b6. Can you guys take that stuff and go someplace else? Right. So knight to c3. Of course, knight to e, and then the king, and then you have to be, well, you got to be careful, of course. What a truism. You have to be careful. What a truism. Look, this is just a little bit not over, guys. This is a bit not over. I mean, I understand people are rooting for one or another, but this is a bit just quite not over. I guess rook on b2 will definitely put a stop to knight e2 checks and stuff. That's important. This is important. And you know what Magnus has here? He's got an extra pawn. I've done a video today on the minor material advantage in the endgame. And, you know, I was just friendly discussing that every single little material advantage, like a pawn or something, they matter absolutely. They matter so much. Now, the problem in this position is that both players have the knights pair. I mean, this is far from over. And someone, I guess, due to time issues, someone is going to blunder big time. Someone's going to blunder somewhere. Well, thanks for seeing that one. So, let's put it this way. If anyone had 20-30 minutes on the clock, white is sort of supposed to try to capitalize because of the f-pawn. right? This guy is an extra pawn. But it's easier said than done. Specifically now because of the two black knights, which just can go so many places. Can you imagine how much you'd have to sit down and calculate here? Okay, F3, this is the guy, this is the ticket, this is the thing. Let me refresh the page. What did I do? I didn't play that move. Yeah, I didn't push F4. That was just a mouse slip or something. Okay. Knights in action. Rook just defends everything. Now black plays a little bit defensively. I guess you're going to move this knight. I guess you're going to play this now, or you're going to attack the knight. I mean, there is many things you can consider here. Just imagine a knight here, a rook here, and a rook arriving at h8 with the knight on g6. That would be checkmate. So it's good to see the pattern in your mind and then try to figure out how practically you're going to get to that particular point. So that's the very reason Vincent Keymer pushed g7 to g5, because if we go backwards a single move, and if you can imagine knight to g6, rook to b8, and rook to h8, this is the pattern that announces just checkmate. So thank you very much, David. And thank you very much, my friends. Appreciate your time, your attention. And that makes it more encouraging for me, because that matters to me as a content chess creator, stuff like that. That does matter for me. Hey, rook attacks two knights on the single file. What are you playing here? There is a check. There is also a rook. And knight goes harassing the white rook. Where do you move the rook? Where do you go with the rook? You've got 2 minutes. That is full bullet. Yeah, we did highlight that one as well. Look, I really feel for both of them. This is a incredibly difficult ending. This is so annoying for Vincent Keymer, and for both. I mean, Vincent is like 37 seconds. I think they get 2 seconds increment or something. Hello, Sadvik. Good to see you, my friend. And someone's going to blunder. I don't think it's a major fundamental like +2. I don't think there is a +2. I think it might be a plus in this position right now as we speak. It might be a plus, but it's not a massive, substantial, huge plus here for white. It's not like a tremendous advantage. There is an advantage for white, but black can play this one. The problem for black, he don't have time. So that's the problem. He doesn't have time. And you're playing Magnus, tough, very tough. So he uses the extra pawn. I guess king will be probably participating, getting a bit closer. Those knights are making me dizzy. I don't know what to calculate first. I don't even know what to calculate first about those white knights. I mean, well, but you have to be very careful. Could you dream about playing something like a rook and checking and stuff like that? Could you like try this kind of ideas? But you got to be careful about this. Discover check. The king move. Well, no, they cannot. Yes, they can. Oh God, there's too much to factor in. Okay, so Magnus now puts more fuel to the fire. All right, king will be taking this guy here. 11th. Oh boy, that's just a bullet. Well, yes, it's your own heart. It's you should be the most determined individual. It's you yourself that needs to take this decision. Of course, it don't matter what the world says in terms of who's supporting, who's not. You need to rely on yourself on pretty much all circumstances. F4. Okay, black knight e3. This just... And now, obviously, the gap is even wider because white's doing better. You've got 2 extra pawns, and this guy is a passer. And 18 seconds for Magnus, 6 bloody seconds for Vincent. It's going to get very, very, very awkward very soon. And understandably so. Understandably so. Just bullet against Magnus. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, you need to take a break, grab a sandwich and a coffee or something, take a break, and then come back again. Uh, um, Blunders in chess are kind of like universal, so to speak, just that the GMs blunder less, way less than. I mean, look at the position. Something had changed, I'm pretty sure. I mean, look at Magnus's time. He's going lower than Vincent, and this is so not done. Oh, God. Gee, that's a draw. That is a draw. Magnus could have won. He didn't. He didn't because this was a freaking bullet. And when you do bullet, you mess it up, even if you're number one on the planet. This was probably, look, I'm just gonna do something. I'm gonna roll back a couple of moves. Let me just get you back, guys. A couple of moves. What I think white was better. I did say white is better. Not like +2, but I did say there is an advantage. In this position, white is supposed to win. But winning against two black knights, very versatile black knights, and a black rook is just never, ever easy. Well, I don't know if you did that or not. I don't know. But what I do know is that when you're playing another strong super grandmaster that is maneuvering wisely two black knights and the rook, you can't just win like it's not a granted thing. It's not a guarantee. So white is supposed to be winning. But in only 10 moves, he drew. He lost the advantage. So the guy took. Still big advantage here. King retreats, attacks the black knight. He still should be winning. Knights are a nightmare, dude. Knights are the biggest headache ever in this kind of tactical middle positions when stuff. So now, obviously, he wants to grab this guy and things. I think he messed it up very soon. Okay. Check. King moves. Here, probably. He messed it up here with King F4. Probably. Or not. King F4. Yeah, he messed it up here. Yeah, try to see that with 5 seconds on your clock, guys. Here, exactly as I said. He messed it up here with King F4. I guess the correct one is knight takes E3. I guess. I might be wrong. We're going to try that one as well. So King F4 just erased all the advantage. Because you got just 4 seconds on the clock. Takes. And whatever. That's just done. That's it. Let's go back a bit because this is the key moment. What is what is white supposed to play to win? So what do you play with white to win? Is it this? I thought it's this, right? Or is it this? Because this would be a check. Yeah, well, the king can still play. Well, you can still check, but then they go here. Maybe you go here. It's so difficult. I mean, what? 4 seconds on a clock? Are you serious? I would say just take the bloody knight. The rook plays and you're... Okay, let's see if the advantage maintains itself after this. Yeah, then just says a dead draw. Okay, let's ask the Almighty now. Let's ask the Almighty, what is white supposed to play to maintain the plus 0.7 if there is such thing? Oops. If there is such thing. Ah, all right. The only move to win with white is knight h4. This is deeply not easy. Yeah, this is so deeply not easy to spot. It's a backward move. You get the knight on the rim. I know the reason why. And I will verbalize it for all my friends here. And I guess you guys noticed that as well. Knight h4 is the big stuff here because you're going to play king f4 and there is no trade. And you're going to be attacking, so to speak, two pieces at once, getting initiative and things. So the only little tweak that allows white to dream about winning, although dream about winning with 5 seconds, that's quite something. So knight h4 is a backward move, very difficult to spot, and allows king to play on f4 with tempo, chasing the black rook that has to go away, and then you take initiative. And you've got your extra little guy here. But still, incredibly difficult. I think on classical he would definitely find it. Not on 4 seconds on your clock, probably you won't be able to. Oh man, knight h4, crazy. It's just absolutely nuts. Look, you may be the best on the planet, but then again, human mind is fundamentally bound to move in time. You can't think outside of time. Thinking processes involves time. Your hour thinking is linear, and it just requires tempi after tempi. You don't have time, forget about quality of moves. Everything's out the window. You need to play based on intuition, and then the fear comes in place. You're getting panicked. You already quite stressed, especially at this level they play, and you're gonna mess it up. Anyway, he drew. I guess Keymer is very proud of himself to have drawn. And there you go, my friends. They started. It's good we didn't do a puzzle because we would have missed the start. So let's see. All right, let's play this Reti opening now. Vincent goes with the Reti. Vincent is a very ambitious player. I am absolutely certain he plays to thrash Magnus. He plays to win against him. Vincent cuts no corners. He goes for the kill, Vincent. This guy is playing to win. And bloody hell, why would you play it if not to win? I think he's having the right attitude. He's having the exact right mental attitude for this superb match. Yeah. We'll see you then on the next occasion. Of course. Thanks for stopping by today. Bishop c4. Developing pressure on the knight. Potentially you might be winning a pawn if Magnus is sleeping, or Magnus just doesn't pay attention or forgot to have his coffee or something. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I was just talking nonsense. I mean, I was just saying. Okay, bishop to d6. You could do stuff here. If you do this one, you're kind of helping this guy, which would say thank you very much. Yeah, but on the other hand, oh, you better castle. You just castle. I would just castle here. Let Magnus take so I can just take some stuff from Magnus, right? Keymer is incredibly determined. I really like the way he plays. He wants to win, and that's the only way to play. At this level, being so young, being so bloody well prepared, not a problem to draw against Magnus in a bullet with a couple of seconds on a freaking clock. This guy is, again, another possible contender for the future possible world championships. Vincent aims high. Of course, there is a bunch of incredibly strong grandmasters from India as well. So I think for the chess enthusiasts on the planet, this is the best moment in chess history. With all these amazing games that we're able to actually watching live as they happen and discuss with people on the globe we've never met and probably will never meet in person, and discussing chess stuff, that's amazing. b5, attacking c4. So this guy is going to move to safety. Safety meaning b3 or d3. D3 is a bit painful because you're looking at this guy. So I reckon b3 would be the correct choice here. But I might be wrong. I hope I'm not terribly wrong. Anyway, that's not Keymer's decision. It was Keymer's decision. I thought bishop b3 would be cool. Even after this, you just push a4. But anyway, he does a very good job. You know what I think, David? And for all of you, my friends, I think Keymer should try to move maybe a bit faster because he went low on time in the previous game. I think if he's got a bit more seconds, or at least equal in terms of seconds, minutes, I think he might be able to pull something amazing this evening. Oh, that's absolutely... Oh, no, that's a mouse slip. I didn't play it. Apologies for this. I didn't play. I mean, there was just complete nonsense. Needless to say, I've lost countless games about the freaking mouse slip, like, or puzzles or stuff like that. It never happened in the correspondence games because there is a button with confirm. But when you play Blitz or Bullet, forget about it. It's just... That's why I don't play very often Bullet, which is good. I prefer playing Rapid and stuff. Or do puzzles with you, my friends. Or analyzing serious stuff we played. A4. This Keymer guy is the deal. I really want to see what he does this evening against Magnus. What a game. What a stake. What a game. A4. Is Magnus going to play like A6? Like having this bishop doing completely never ever. Yeah, that's A6. Just right on the board as we said. Rook AB. Well, you always want to get your guys on an open or semi-open files, right? If there is something you could take here, and if the rook takes here, you got a bishop here. This bishop also, what do you play with him? Do you want to play this? Just to make him playing f6, weakening terribly the light squares leading to the black king. So that might be another idea as well. h6, okay. What do you play? Well, do something active. Bishop e3, that sounds very active to me. Like really active. I guess if black takes, you could just take back with this and having a beautiful pawn pair right in the middle, right there. That's the ideal setup. Hey, I'm very optimistic about Keymer's position. Really optimistic. We've got to say, guys, if there is any black pawn taken and this guy taking, potentially, this pawn can be pushed at some point. That looks good as well. h3, prophylactically, just in case there is some, just in case there is some knight playing, there is no bishop coming to g4. Probably that was, well, amongst other reasons, of course. This knight has to play. Of course they gotta play. They have to play. Magnus has to play knight f6, knight b6 something. Let's see what it comes out. Does he want to play c5? Well, that's to be seen. Hey guys, now we can see actually Magnus going with a little time, less time than Vincent. Less time than Vincent. 6:45. In the previous game, I think it was reversed. The first game they played this evening, actually Vincent had less. Pretty much what's going on right now. And Magnus played bishop b7. Interesting. You're going to play rook f to d? You're going to play rook f to d, rook f to e. Just maintain the status quo. Don't touch nothing apart from the rook on f. What about knight h4, knight f5? What do you think, David? What do you think, my friends? What do you think about the idea knight h4, knight f5? That sounds just about right. Any g6 will be a disaster, which Magnus is not going to play. Oh, sorry, not now. Bloody hell. You got to play g3 first, right? Yeah, but that weakens because of the bishop. Oh. Rook fe, rook fd. Rook fe, rook fd. One of these two. g3, no, that's not good either. No, you can't do this. That's not good. No. Queen d2? Just to give the bishop for 2 pawns? Is that scary? Queen d2. Queen d2, rook fd, rook fe. One of these. Rook f. Queen d2. Maybe queen d2. And keep everything as it is. Or maybe take... Yeah, but if you take first, you open up the bishop. I don't know. Pushing first? Rook fe. Yeah. So, rook move. Exactly. Always a good stuff to play. Get the rook on the... get the rook in action. Rook fe. Good. That pawn is not going to stay there an eternity, right? Still blitz, guys. They're going to be blitzing now very soon. It's a rapid, soon to be blitz, and then soon to be bullet, and then via Condias, because things gonna go south very quickly. All right, let's finish this coffee. Then we might need some more to be able to decipher just some ideas in these guys' thinking. Okay. white to play here. So this guy's going to stay there for a very long time. And Magnus would be so grateful for Vincent if they took on b5. So he can take with c, opening up the bishop and getting a rook here where the queen is. So for this reason, I don't think white is going to take on b5. Because if you take on b5, it's exactly what Magnus wants you to do. And actually, whoever plays with the black pieces would want you to take on b5. So you can't take on b5. But that is a superb idea. Why is this superb? Because I want to shut off everything. I want to shut off the bloody bishop here. They're going to be a pawn. I want to push the c5. I want to block your bishops. Well, well, well. Now that's a move. I love c3, c4 he just played. This is just superb move by Keymer. This is just a great move. Phenomenal, great move. I just love it. I just love it. Boy, what a move. I guess he's gonna take like this. I guess. You can't allow c5. You can't take now, or you can't push. You gotta take. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Oh, what do you think now? Oh, so again, I don't think black can allow c5 to happen. You can't allow that. Oh man, that's a moment. Vincent, 5 minutes. Magnus, 5 minutes 20 sec. This is a moment. Very important. Super important. Absolutely very cool, very important. c5, it's what? Yes. Akshay, good to see you, my friend. Yes. And he took immediately. Hey, look at knight f5, Akshay. Still knight f. Still, you just do that. Bishop takes, rook takes, and maybe, you know, with a knight and the boys here looking at g7. Come on, that's good. Knight f5. Knight f5. This is the stuff. They can't even take your guy because I'm going to take the queen. You tell me you don't play knight f5 here. And if you don't play f5, Akshay, you tell me what is better than this. What? You play knight f5, right? Is it something better than knight f5? Do you think it's something better than knight f5? Am I missing something? Knight f5 attacks the black queen with tempo. This is actually the move. Pressure on g. Knight f5 is the freaking the move that Keymer dreamt all of his life. Because you attack the black queen with tempo. Let's just remind this to all of our friends. That looks indeed very well. Appreciate a bunch. But now let me just focus on this one. I do appreciate a lot. Thank you, guys. Yes, but not quite right now. Thank you. So knight f5 is the stuff he actually must play. It hits the black queen with tempo. Oh, come on, Keymer. You can't do this, man. Okay, what's the bloody thing with the pawns? Can't he just forget about those pawns for a second? You attacking the queen, man. What's the stuff? Okay. Okay, I am going to check later on with the engine because I've got a feeling of insufficiency. Oh, what? What on earth was this thing here? Why not knight f5? Actually, do you understand why the hell he didn't play knight f5? What the... Oh, this is just... there is something that it just makes me, like, uncomfortable. Why didn't he play knight f5? Hey, Vlad, yeah, you know something. I remember you said about supporting Vincent Keymer. Let me tell you something. I'm incredibly impressed by his game. He actually wants to win. He is not cutting corners. He is not compromising. Do you know what I like about Keymer's game? He doesn't compromise. He's not mild. He's not a pacifier. He just goes to win. Look, actually, I am going to double check with the stockfish because I think knight f5 was an incredibly inspired idea. Sorry, I'm gonna do it now because I can't sleep. I can't have the coffee if I don't play it. I wanna play knight f5 here now, like now. Wait a second, let me just go back a bit. Now I wanna play knight f5. Look, don't tell me I did. Look, I have the supreme proof. I've got the supreme absolute proof. There is knight f5, the best stuff ever white should have played right now. And I did say it, and now I've got a confirmation from the supreme. Come on, man. Knight f5 is the real deal. I mean, just look at the psychology of it. The psychology of hitting the queen, hitting the g7. Come on, knight f5 is the stuff. Be serious. Okay, let's go back to whatever the guys played. I don't say CB is not stuff to consider, but knight f5 was the stuff. Come on, you cannot not do knight f5. Yeah, they say about this kind of stuff, but I think Vincent needs to level up a little bit because he could do it. Vincent is more than capable. Vincent can do it. Can more than do it. Vincent is serious. But he was supposed to be a little bit more serious and play that bloody knight f5 when he had the opportunity. He should have played knight f5. Okay, now it's getting watering down the whole damn thing. It's going to be a draw now. Now it's going to get a draw. That was actually the stuff he was meant to play. He was meant to play knight f5, incredibly aggressive move, black queen would have been hit, g7 pressure. He wanted tempo to take initiative and do whatever the hell he wants to do beyond that point. He didn't play it, and now pieces are going to come off the board. And you've got like pretty much nothing more than another draw in your repertoire against Magnus, which is kind of good. I think Abdusattorov probably would have played knight f5. And not just Abdusattorov. Not just Abdusattorov. And many other GMs would have played that one. Vidit would have played it probably. Prague, I think, would have definitely bloody played. And Nakamura would have played knight f5. So you can't just not play knight f5 there. You have to play knight f5. Anyway, I'm just a little bit frustrated because I had high hopes and I kind of like wanted Vincent to pressurize and to get into the real deal. Well, he gonna regret he didn't play knight f5. Now the pieces are coming off the board. Pieces will be exchanged in one way or another. Pieces will come off the board. And that's gonna be another draw, guys. And I have to put the lights on now. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. I have to put the lights on. And I need more coffee or tea. Alright, Magnus to play. Hey, yeah. Since when does Magnus have less than his opponent, hey? 1 minute, and Vincent is on 3 minutes. Now, there you go. He took the queen, you take, knight takes, and then the guy's gonna take the bishop. This one should be a draw? Oh, no. Do you actually take with this or with that? Or do you take this? Oh my god, this is tactics. This is tactics. You take with a bishop. Okay. Queen takes this guy. You lose. You can't take with a bishop. You lose. Because queen takes. And when you take, you're going to get completely executed. Can't take with a bishop. You take with a knight. Sorry, you take the queen with the queen, I wanted to say. Queen takes queen. Knight takes. You're gonna take, and you're gonna take, and yeah, that's the path to draw, my friends. This is the way to draw. He could have played for a win, but he didn't, because he played a frustrating little move that I had disagreed upon, and I didn't like it very much, because that's the position he got in the end. That knight f5. I think you're gonna chase him. That knight f5 is going to be the stuff he's going to write in his personal diary. The chance he had. Knight f5. He didn't. And I'm a bit frustrated for Keymer. He should have played it. No, so bishop can't take here. Queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, and shake hands and come on. Well, I don't want to calculate that one because I have to spend more seconds here. If he takes with the rook, that's a different story here. Takes with the rook, queen's going to take. No. Takes with the rook seems to be... Okay, these guys want to shock the other person at all costs. Okay. Do you take with the knight? Do you? If you win a pawn, that matters. That just matters. Look, that was an interesting resource. I didn't even consider knight c3. I got to tell you this actually. I just considered the queen takes. I wanted to draw. I can't just play, but they can. That's why they're there, and we're not. Knight takes. Okay. So queen takes, bishop takes. This guy takes, rook takes, bishop takes. Still a draw, but maybe not so much of a draw because you got an extra pawn. I'm not sure the conversion of that pawn, the capitalization on that pawn, how it's gonna work out though. He won a pawn. That little sneaky knight c3 won Keymer a pawn. Does that matter? Of course it might though. It's a pawn. Play to win. Why not? Absolutely. Yeah, still a draw, but 20 seconds, 50 seconds, just play it. He is an incredibly talented guy. And actually, Vlad, I have to say I was a little bit biased. I really wanted, secretly, I wanted Vincent to play knight f5 to increase his chances for a win. I was a little bit biased. And I don't know, you play f4. Okay, probably a draw at this stage still. The bishop is super excited, the bishop. The bishop just is the king of the white diagonal, white squares diagonal. The bishop is king. Is that enough for you to try to hope for? I don't know. Maybe to forcing some pawn. How king would be happy, but how the hell do you march? Because the knight is here. The knight's not going to allow you. Hey, Chess with Ivan, good to see you, my friend. I think I've met you via TikTok or something. I mean, I got some friends on TikTok. I got some friends on Twitch. Some of you guys coming via YouTube or both of them. And some of our friends came via Facebook. So, Ivan, I'm very happy to having you with us, my friend. You're more than welcome. And I'm happy that you actually consider that might be, to any degree, informative, instructive, and a little bit fun. That's great. That is just great. So, guys, this is probably a draw, as very well actually I just said. But why not just, try to do something more? 17 seconds, though. Again. What's this? Is this? Oh, man. Magnus already knows this is a draw. Why not? Wait a minute. What's this? How you do this kind of stuff? Can I just take your guy? Can I just do this? Wait a minute. Oh, it's still a draw. Bloody hell. Wait a minute, but he's still playing. This, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a draw. They can't move anywhere. And you bloody knew it. That's why he's probably the strongest players on the planet. It's gotta take a substantial knowledge and confidence of an incredibly strong player to go with this kind of stuff. Guys, to play knight f e4 here. So Vincent played f3 particularly to stopping, so to speak, knight e4, right? That's why Vincent played it. And in 10 seconds, well, 11, in 11 seconds, Magnus proceeded with knight e4 regardless. So it takes nerves of steel, deep knowledge of the endgame for you to being so confident and calmly playing bloody knight e4 here. You would say that's a draw, and it is a draw, but Vincent still played it. Hoping But it's king f6 that actually. If you don't play king f6, you are toast. If black doesn't play king f6, actually, black king wants to get in there. So yeah, yeah, that's just what is. Ooh, a fabulous game. I mean, this is just unbelievable. 1-1. I mean, look, Vincent is very close to an incredible performance. Guys, let me put the lights on because it's just getting a bit too dark here. So let me put the lights on, and we're gonna maybe do a quick puzzle before these guys are returning. I don't want to miss a single minute from this guy's games. 1-1, they are going to be playing. By the way, winners bracket final doesn't mean it's the grand final. Is that the winner of the winners bracket final is going to play the losers bracket final, and then we're going to have the grand final on Wednesday. So that's what it is, in case you wondered. It's not the grand final of the grand final today. No, it's just the winners bracket final. Okay, let me put the lights on, and we're going to take it from there. So we're definitely going to see another round, or maybe two more rounds. What's the format here if they keep drawing? Well, someone's going to have to win at some point. They're going to go to tie breaks. I mean, you have to win. You need to get a winner. You cannot just doing this kind of draw all the time. Someone has to win. Otherwise, you can't get a grand final. Okay, putting the lights on and doing more chess together. Hold on a sec, guys. So, what they started though? Closed. Why is lock here? Alrighty. Cool stuff. Where were we? Did they start? They haven't? Where were we? Come on, boys. Magnus, Vincent, where is the game? Let me refresh the page in case they did start or something. No, they haven't. So time for a quick coffee, I guess. All right. Shall we attempt to make a puzzle, guys? I'm not sure how fast we're gonna manage to figure out the solution, but hey, let's do it. Okay, let's try a puzzle. It might take them a couple of minutes. I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm not aware what might be the break here. This guy is pinned. It could be a couple of things here. I could take the sky. I can take the sky. I could do many things. This guy would be potentially takeable after we capture here. And I don't know what they do. I might be able to take this. A pawn matters, of course. So you take with check. Queen's going to take. Then you play. Whoa, actually you can play the knight. Hey, that actually quite cool. Bishop takes. Check. Queen takes, cool. Knight takes c5, that is cool too, but I'm attacking the queen and the bishop. If bishop takes the queen, I'm going to take the queen with tempo, attacking the king with check, that is. And that's quite promising. Yes, that's the deal. That's the deal. Knight takes c5, queen, and announcing a discover check from the white rook. And they take, but we do take, and boy, oh boy, that's just looking incredibly good. Very good. Now, hold your horses. Rook take. Wait a minute, I don't want to mess it up right now. That would be a shame. No, it's knight back on e5. And you do the check with tempo. King's got to move. Rook takes d1 with check. That is the only way to play this puzzle. King got to move whatever they move. And it doesn't make a bit of a difference because you've got this move. I don't know if they played this. You also got this. I don't know which one's stronger. Perhaps if king to d. But let's just not think about what is not actually happening. But just saying, in case this was a real positional stuff, you may want to contemplate if king d6. You may even look at this stuff here. A rook is a rook. They have to move. You take the guy. They save the bishop. Can you save your knight? Maybe just the safest. Maybe just take the bishop. Maybe that's for the best. Maybe that's for the best. Yes, of course. Oh, okay. I think it's winnable both directions. And now let's see if actually the guys had returned. That's what we said. Magnus versus Keymer. And I think Keymer can do something because he has the will. You need to have the will to win. He has the will. There was one particular moment when he didn't play knight f5. Let me actually go back. It just stays at the back of my mind. I think I'm just unhappy with his choice. I was discussing with Akshay this actually. This one. This one. This is the moment. I think that requires a YouTube video. Akshay, you know something? I think I am going to study in depth this little game and maybe dedicate a quick video on YouTube or TikTok or, well, actually I put them everywhere. So I love this idea. And the engine itself says knight f5. So we were actually very correct about this one. Queen has to move. The engine says you've got queen e5, you've got queen f8 or queen d8. I'm incredibly happy with all of the moves here. Whatever they choose to play, I'm incredibly happy with the position. And actually the engine tells you it's a massive advantage for white. Huge advantage for white here. So that's what Vincent would have done. Don't you find it, guys, interesting that some chess players like ourselves are able to actually identify the best stuff, and a player of caliber, the elite, just didn't go for it? It's super safe knight f5 because it attacks the queen with tempo. So there's not like it's too much to calculate about. If anything, you're doing better. You've got initiative, you hit the queen. It's very interesting. Very interesting he didn't find this little resource in the game. Very interesting, a little bit frustrating, and I'm sure someone probably told him, or maybe he realized after he played, probably he realized that was actually a missed opportunity for Vincent. Incredibly important to not miss these opportunities. Well, we saw it, but we didn't actually play it. We are not emotionally invested like these guys. So easier for us, more difficult for them. Definitely the move. I absolutely love it. Oh my God, this is so gorgeous. Ooh, that's such a powerful position. Amazing position. My days. Whatever the queen goes, there's so much happening afterwards. Okay. Well, in another unit. Hey, they're about to start. Come on, I don't want to miss this, guys. Come on, guys, move. We want to see the best chess now happening. Magnus Whites. Vincent Black. what is going to be. Is Magnus going to play something very, very unorthodox, like a King's Gambit? There you go. F4. Oh, come on. Well, Spanish, guys. Spanish. Rui Lopez all day. Rui Lopez all day here. And yeah, of course, rook f, okay, b5, bishop b3, a4. Well, a little bit bullety here. They all know the lines so well. They know the lines. Of course they do. So let's see how we're playing. This bishop would probably potentially at some point. We're going to play this guy, and then you're going to see if you want to play this and stuff. This guy has to go, whether you want to move it. This one can be played just to stop any potential harassment with knight g4. I guess you can play h3 and then bishop e3, and then, you know. Okay, knight d2, because knight f1, knight f1 and knight g3, right? Or maybe knight c4, that's another one. Bishop e3, bishop takes, knight takes. That's also playable. There are many variations, and I'm pretty sure what I said also was a theoretical approach as well. So bishop takes now. Pawn takes. He sacrificed the pawn structure for opening up the f-file, guys. Interesting take here by Magnus. I guess he got a prepared line or something. Okay. That is a decision. That is a decision. To take here with f and not with the knight. This is a decision. Don't you think, Vlad and Akshay? Actually, if you decide to take with f, e, this is something committal. This is, I think you may want to go with the knight, right? You want to play with the knight. Anyway. Rook f, yeah. We did say that actually what it means in principle is that it opens up the f for the white rook to play. So you probably noticed that as well, my friends, of course. Knight to g6. Notice how this guy on e3 actually stops any possible incursion from this side, but he may go the other side. Well, not now, because this guy actually blocks the queen defending, so you have to play this guy, but you want to play this, and then this. It's something, those knights are moving. The knights are moving. Let's see. Do you want to play h3? No, that's horrible to play h3. This is just horrible, because weakens the dark squares. Okay, that's going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. I just don't like White's decision to have taken. Right. I'm going to do that thing later on. Okay, let me deal with the... Yeah, all right. Okay, okay. Knight g6. h3 can't be played. You can't do h3 because you weaken all the dark squares, right? So you got to come up with something else. This knight now is awkwardly positioned. You can't go back because your own guy is there. Where do you go? Do you play queen e2, connecting the rooks? Just, you know. If you play this, there is always knight g4, so there's no big deal to play rook f2. a5, it's painful to play, Vlad. I mean, I guess you can. Of course you can. It's interesting because it blocks the... So this is a very nice subtlety. Actually, let me say, I'm very appreciative of your idea. Actually, a5 is a deep idea. I just love it because a5 blocks the light square black bishop and might potentially opening up ideas for you. So a5 is just one little... Oh my god, they moved. Queen e1, h6, knight a5, going for the fork, knight h4, and Magnus. Yes, a5 was a very interesting idea. I loved it. It might have been something to that move. Probably not the most critical, but it's a subtle, interesting idea. Yes. At the first second, when you mentioned a5, I was a little bit... I was a bit hesitant to pay credits to that idea, but it might be something to that. Anyway, the things happened differently. Things did happen differently. So let's see. That's gonna be an interesting game. If you capture on g6, black would be kind of happy, I guess, because f takes g6, and actually they get the rook exactly like yourself. And there is another stuff. This guy, the knight and the bishop, also may take advantage of the g4. So that's good for black. That is good for black. Now, if you take and they take, if bishop is concerned about this, the other bishop on b3, they can always play bishop d6, but nevertheless, queen to g3 had been chosen now by Magnus. Queen to g3. Okay. Bishop to e6. Counteracting this guy. Bishop takes. Queen takes or pawn takes? Well, you can't take with the queen, can you? I mean, you kind of can, but there is knight c6 happening. I'm not sure if you're prepared for this. So that's actually a good question for Keymer. Which Keymer, by the way, has 40-something seconds. So he can just spend a few more seconds and decide upon what to play here. What do you take with? If you take... Okay, he took the pawn. He actually doesn't want to... Okay. Knight still play there. There is also check here. On e7. Well, you need to make sure you actually... escape, so you can't really do knight e7 unless you're forking something. So after rook b6, I guess you gotta go back. Yeah, you gotta go back. You can't play you can't play knight e7 because there is king f7 and your knight is trapped. You just lost the knight, so you can't play knight e7. You gotta go back. You can't play knight e7, right? You can't do this. So yes, you go back on e5, and potentially you might go on c4 if Vincent allows you to. If Vincent plays this, I'm not sure where you're going to go with the knight, but anyway, you're not trapped because there is knight b3 available, you see. So whatever black decides to play, knight is relatively safe, if I may say that, because knight b3 is available for them. Okay, that might be another draw because pieces have been traded, queens been traded, bishops have disappeared. Now he tries to making pawns connected again. Make the pawns connected again. Yeah. And now you're going to take with a pawn, right? Yeah. Make them connected again. That's probably a draw. There is an isolated guy. No, that's the back. No, that's not. No, it's not isolated. It's connected. But anyway, it might be a point of attack. I don't know when, how, in what order, but it might be something. Wants to double up the rooks. Rook f3, rook left. It might be some check on g3, but I don't know how much you can obtain. I don't know how much you can achieve after rook g3. I mean, king's going to move on h7 and... Okay. Maybe you want to play rook a to f first. So rook a to f1. Might be a rook e8. Oh, no more coffee. Disaster. Oh. Rook af. No, looks like a draw. It does look like a draw. You could play knight b3. You're attacking c5. There's nothing else. Or you could play b3. They can't really attack you because of this guy. So if you play b3, also your knight will stay here forever. Did you notice this, guys? If you play b3, it's not that your knight's going to be attacked. The problem is your knight's not going to go anywhere. You can't move the knight. So he did a check first. The question is, if you're playing this, I'm more attracted to just relaunch the knight. If I could say that, or maybe you want to play rook f5. Maybe that's an idea. Okay, he goes with a pawn. Takes and takes. Is he sure about this? Huh. I think we can look at this. Okay, interesting. They're moving quite fast now. They're moving very fast now. There is also this. I think that's a very good idea. Well, they kind of blocked you. Kind of. Probably this. Sounds about right. Rook to d5. Double attack here. Attacks here too. Actually, rook d5 seems to be quite cool. Yeah, the white knight can move. Yeah, it's more freedom. More freedom. A bit more security for the white knight, indeed. Rook to d5. Could be rook to d5. Could be rook to d5. We'll see about that. Further attacking. Where do you go? Here? It's this. And then this. You have to be very careful. Stopping. Moving away from the knight. Stopping the pawns coming down. Do you take? If you take, knight's going to play this. I don't know what you're doing. Do you avoid? If you avoid, there is a rook coming here attacking these guys. So that's quite something you need to ponder over. It's so difficult. And it's also beautiful, but chess is very difficult. So now you have to spend some time here figuring out. Hey, I like how Vincent plays. I really do. There's no wonder he made it to this point. You have ideas. You do have ideas. Of course you do. That knight can jump. The pawn coming down the board. King goes, wants to centralize itself. Or maybe stopping this guy moving down. But after this, he can't be really stopped. But yes, he can. There is knight on c4. So black could play, for instance, knight f5. And then white plays knight to c4, guarding the e3. Is this going to be another draw? Maybe. There is a passer here, though. Black has a passed pawn. Perhaps it's not that drawish after all. What do you think, Vlad? Is there some chances here for black, right? Because of that particular pawn. I think it's a little bit of a minus here. There is a passed pawn. He might be winning this. I think it's a minus 0.60. Oh boy, minus 0.84. Yes. I just put the eval bar now. Yes. Oh yeah. If there is any chance for Keymer to win is now in this particular game. He got the time, my friends. He's got a time. He got a position. So he can definitely chase that and push that pawn. This is his moment. He better not messing it up. This is his moment. Passed pawn, 4 minutes. It's doable. It is doable. And now he threatens a discovered check. Well, minus 0.80 tells us, and I kind of knew it without the engine, but the engine just confirmed. Minus 0.80 tells us that actually black has serious winning chances. There's serious winning chances for black here. Now, easier said than done, but you probably need to get the king also in action and trade off the rooks. Keep it knight and king and pawn. You need to simplify the whole thing. Change everything. So guys, this is the super instructive moment for all of us. I guess black would like to trade everything. To just exchange all the pieces and keep the king and the pawn. How are you going to do that? Let's see. I think Vincent can definitely do it. He's also fast. He's accurate. He can pull a victory here. King defends c3, of course. Rook was attacking. King defends, and not just defending. He might be... No, you can't do this. Yes, you can. Because this guy protects against the knight e3 fork and thing. So king c2 can be played. Yeah, look, a passed pawn on all the chess books, they always conclude the passed pawn is actually the key to victory. That's one idea, of course. So he has big chances to win now. Hmm. Probably you got to move here because if he drops the pawn, I'm not sure he's going to make it anymore. I mean, probably going to be another draw. So you can't lose this guy. Black can't afford to lose this pawn. This pawn is the key to victory for black. If there is anything, that is the pawn. That is the biggest pawn ever for black. That's the guy. This is the guy. I guess you need to move the king closer. Probably you need to play, I don't know, probably you need to play g5, king g6, this kind of ideas. Probably. Probably. Yep. I absolutely like it. That's awesome. Absolutely. Magnus, what resources have you got here? What crazy folks have you got in here? I'm not seeing anything. If you move this guy away in order to play this kind of shenanigans and things, if you move this guy away, there is always this pawn coming down. That's a waiting move. Well, it stops the knight, but... Okay, can we play g5 and king g6? Just play normal chess. Can we do that? Asking for black here. So g5, king g6, just hold it all. Keep it like this. g5, king g6. Okay, he goes h. Okay. Because he wants to play g and this? Okay, I thought, okay. I guess you could play this. Well, okay. Rook's gonna want to play this, so probably this. And then this. You better play the pawn first, because if you play the king, they're going to check you. Okay, that's check from the black rook. So now the king has to play. But boy, you have to be careful when you push that pawn. That matters so much. Is there anything else? Is there anything else here for black? 2 minutes again. He's gonna go in. He's already playing bullet, Vincent. He is an amazing player, but he still needs time to actually properly investigate what's going on. Oh, he goes back, and now Magnus is going to go back. And you need to do something. You need to play g6, king h6. You need to play something. Maybe g5, h4, but maybe. Okay. If he plays check again, Magnus is very happy for the threefold repetition here. Of course he is happy. So white mustn't do this. g6, good. Good. That's what I said. That's what I said. You can't play for a draw here. You have to press for a victory here with black. Of course. So g6, that would allow king h6 and stuff. So the g6 is the shield you needed for your king to become active. The white king tries also to move closer, also try to stopping this guy. He committed now to push e3. He did it. Vincent decided to push e3. Boy, oh boy. He decided to push it. That's it. Is he gonna do it? You also need the king support. You need your guy to move in closer. You need the king closer. Can you try something like this? I think it's not that bad. If there is any check coming from rook, you could just play king h6. Is there something wrong with rook e4, Vlad and Akshay and you, my friends? Is there anything wrong with rook e4? I mean, you attacking stuff. You attack things, right? Okay, king h6, it's always good. I mean, yeah, king h6. You want to play king h6 anyway. You want to play king h6, king g5. If they play this, you're going to go back, but this guy's going to be hanging. So, yeah, you know. King h6 is not bad. I guess you can play this guy later. There you go. He played it now. But he took a pawn, man. He took a pawn. Oh, Keymer. He took a pawn. Maybe he should have played rook e4 first. So he did play rook e4. He did, but she just played it a bit late after king h6. I guess he could have done it before king h6. Sorry. I don't know. He dropped a bloody pawn and now... Okay, he took. He takes now. He looks at this. He attacks twice here. He just had it. This guy's going to be taken. Oh, it's so difficult to capitalize even when you have a pass pawn. I'm not sure about a king h6. So, guys, let me say it now before I'm actually asking the engine. I think king h6 could have been delayed, should have been replaced with rook e4. That was way more aggressive. King h6 could have been played when actually the king would have been in check. So I think that king h6 wasn't quite the best ever in that position. We're going to go back to that move. Move number 48. King h6. I don't feel it as being the best ever. Although... I don't know. The e pawn is going to be taken now, I guess. Right? With the knight. Then he's going to make a pin. And then king's going to come on f4. Still playable. You can't move the king, because if you move the king, for instance here, rook's going to take your guy. You didn't achieve nothing. Rook's going to go trying to check from behind and maybe support some pawn promotion if any chances you might have. Maybe he actually wants to play this. Okay. Very difficult. And Keymer is on bullet mode, guys. I'm really... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because it kind of watered down. Nah, that's a draw. He lost it again. He lost the chance to win. We're going to go back to move number 48, guys. I think he just lost it. Nah, this is a draw, probably. Probably that's a draw. BlackRock's going to check all day on all fronts. It's going to be a draw, right? He probably missed something somewhere. Yeah, it's going to be a draw. Sorry, guys. That's a draw. He missed something. Let me go back move 48. Here. I really wonder, during the live stream I said, during the live stream I said that if not rook e4 is actually the better move here, not king h6, which can be played potentially later on if necessary. But now I really wonder about this one. So the eval bar here, it's a bloody 0-0-0. No big deal. It's already a dead draw, isn't it? He probably lost it previously. Let me see if rook e4 is actually playable. Yeah, it is. So I wasn't further away from the truth anyway. I was actually correct. Yes, I was correct. Rook e4. Because seems to me, as a human, well, the engine actually confirms, rook e4 is the most aggressive move. You just hit stuff. You don't mess around. You're actually attacking. So those ideas do matter. Rook e4 was the attacking move here. And doesn't mean you're going to win, but psychologically, it means something. Now, I guess the advantage he lost at some other moment. It's just too much shuffling here. Too much shuffling here. He's still got advantage to be winning. King e2. What is supposed to be playing? There is only one big move here, and it's difficult to see it. 4 minutes. Rook g6 or rook b6. Apparently these are the best stuff ever for black to play. Rook g6 I'm reading now on the screen because it goes for this guy. This black pawn is not currently under attack. I think so. He could just investigated some other lines of attacking. Because this guy is not being attacked by anybody. He probably should have explored some other avenues to take advantage, to attack a bit more, to pose more problems. So rook g6 would have been quite an aggressive option here. Nice idea. Very nice idea. He had the time. And I think, Vlad, when he decided to push the black pawn to e3, I think that's where the things equalized. So he played this, this and that. Yeah, that's already, well, it's already equal now. It's as equal as it can get. Forget about it. Sorry, forget about it. So he could have with that, but that rook g6 is difficult to see. Not impossible, but anyway, tough one. Really tough one. Even with the passed pawn, it's incredibly crazy task to capitalize against Magnus. Even with the passed pawn. He had 2 games, Vlad, my friends. He had 2 games. I'm talking about Vincent. Keymer had 2 games in which he definitely had advantage enough to win. I suppose if it was classical time control, I think Vincent would have won. With more time on his clock in those positions, I think Vincent would have won. Well, I'm happy on the other hand that I did indicate the better move in those moments. So from this point of view, I'm relatively satisfied from this point, but I'm, a little bit frustrated because he didn't quite go for the best one. Okay, so all right, 1-5 to 1-5. Oh, our type of endings here. King and pawns. This guy is going to be a queen, but you're going to be creating a pass pawn here before them. And you're going to be promoting here. They're going to be promoting here with check, though. So, after they take, you got to push this guy because you need a check. You need a check. It's b3. You got to play b3, right? I think. No. Maybe you don't have to play b3. Maybe you have to play a3. Reason being, the guy going to go. You're going to go. And you're going to be promoting here for sure. Yeah, but you get checked first. That's not good, pal. No, you've got to push the B. What if the guy plays this? You're going to get a queen here. Yeah, but you get it first. Yeah, but you're getting checked. Oh, come on. What about this? No, you're going to play this. Controlling all the promoting squares. Oh, that's an interesting little puzzle here. If you do this, they're going to be playing this. Queen is guaranteed with check. You didn't achieve nothing. So it's got to be this or this guy. I don't think there's anything else. How do you get the A1 to promote first? I think that's the question we need to address. How does black get a queen on A1? Because you need to check this guy. Do you need to move actually the king? Do you need to move the king away from getting checked? That's just so not clear. Or maybe you need to... I don't know just yet. This. No. After this, they're going to play this. For sure. You're going to go... Well, wait a minute, man. You just... What the heck am I talking about? I'm talking nonsense. Now I want to go here. No, you're winning because you're one step ahead. So now you go with this. Right? Or you go here. No, you go forwards. You don't take this guy because you need the check still. No, wait a minute. Oh, just wait a minute. You take. The guy goes, you go. The guy goes, you go queen. He goes queen. Are you absolutely sure? Are you absolutely sure? Because you're going to take on g6. He got a queen attacking and the king attacking. I'm not sure that works, Vlad. You don't take the B, man. You go for the A. No, you don't take the B. You go for the A. He gonna be promoting with check, and then he gonna take your pawn on G6. What check have you got? Because if you get your queen B1, he gonna get queen E8 check. So you might be in trouble. No, that was the correct move, exactly as I said, because you need to check the guy. You need to check the guy now. That's the only way to be playing it. Yes. Yes, you had to play this in this fashion. Because if you took on the B, the guy takes with promotes with check. Then you have to play whatever you play, and then they're gonna take you this pawn. Actually, you're gonna lose because then you have to play. Then they play. Then they gonna take you the other guy. So that's it. You're dead. That's it. You're dead. You just lose. Let me just very very quickly and briefly now, because actually I was wondering. Yeah, B3 is the only one. If the guy actually moves forward, the good stuff is that you still take here and you still get yourself a queen first with check. So that's why this was the only way to win. Good puzzle. I'm happy I was a little bit more applied. They are really tricky. Hey, apologies for this. Okay. All right. Quickly now. Vincent, 10 minutes with white. So as I said, he had 2 games with clear positional advantage. In the first one when he missed knight f5, and in the second game, the third game, he had material advantage and positional advantage due to the passed pawn. But I guess everything stemmed from the lack of time. He didn't choose the right stuff because of the time. Okay, what on earth is going on here? Have we got a fork? What? But wait a minute, why the hell would you do... Okay, you give a bishop for 2 pawns? Sorry, what? You give a knight and a bishop for a rook and a pawn. Okay, but Magnus is having the bishop pair. What the hell is it doing? Now you have to take the rook because you're just dead, right? Or do you play queen b3? No. Sorry, what exactly did he choose to do here? Surely this is interesting, but he gave a bishop and a knight for an idle rook and a pawn? Really? Why? Vlad, can you, Akshay, guys, can you grasp the deep meaning of doing this trade? So don't get me wrong, I don't say it's fundamentally flawed, the plan, Vincent's plan. I'm just a little bit taken aback by this trade. I don't know what to say about that trade. I really... Why would you give 2 minor pieces for a rook and a pawn? You haven't even castled your king. You haven't even castled your king. And even if you castle your king, you've got this snipers. I have a psychological explanation, Vlad, and I don't think you're gonna like it. I think he got so frustrated with himself in the last 2 games that now he's just willing to take crazier risks than normally. I'm not sure you're gonna agree on this one, or I'm not sure you're gonna be very happy with what I say, but I suspect he just got so frustrated with himself that he's just now throwing things. He's just throwing things. That's how I look at this, because I don't see sufficient reason to exactly making that kind of trade. I don't see how. I don't see why. I don't think there's enough justification, compensation for playing that thing. I don't know. But I don't feel was the wisest thing ever. I mean, the king hadn't been castled. If you want to take advantage of the rook, which you think you took. You need to castle in order to get your rook to do something. You need like 2-3 tempi to do this something with that rook. And maybe it's a tactic I missed. Maybe he's a genius. He saw some crazy tactics down the road, 10, 15, 20 moves. I don't know. But it's not appear very clearly in my mind. I'm not sure what he saw. And really, your king, I mean, why king hadn't been castled? Rook doesn't exist. You gave up on 2 minor pieces, knight and bishop, for like what? Exactly. I mean, is 4 minor pieces. I mean, I'm horrified looking at those pieces. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not convinced by the trade he did. I'm just not. I'm just not convinced. The exchange he chose to, I'm not convinced at all. Looks like he plays now defensively. He moved the knight to e2. What's the deal? And knight is developing the knights, getting in action, probably wanting to get knight on c4. And if you play this kind of b3, you're going to get in trouble from the bishop attacking your king on the b4 dark square diagonal. So I really, now I'm getting a little bit despondent in terms of Vincent's chances now. I think psychologically he just went on the wrong way. I'm not convinced that he should have done that. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, he castled now. Then again, you have a rook very nicely. I mean, I'm not sure Magnus gonna give him an easy life now. 4 minor pieces, rook aligned where the queen is. You have to spend the tempo figuring out where on earth you're getting that queen. If you go here, probably there's always this. I really don't know. Knight to g4, like you're talking about black. Black can't do knight g4, I guess. I don't think you can do this. I'm not sure you're gonna do this. Knight wants to play to c4. But the problem is now the onus, the problem, the burden is on Vincent. Vincent needs to clarify where he's gonna go with the queen. White, I don't know. He wants to go here and here, for instance. You may want to play knight to d4 and then knight to f5. Didn't I say that? More pieces coming off the board. I think Magnus got this. I'm sorry, Vlad, I think. Looks to be black's just doing better now. I did say that if you play the queen, it's going to be rook to the c. The rook's going to come off the board ASAP. And Magnus is going to unleash 4 wild minor pieces. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it's too early to call it out, but I think it's a bit of a minus for white. It's what, minus 30, minus 40? No, plus 50, plus 0.50. Okay. How easy is this to play? Wait a minute. What's that? Move number 18. Wait a minute. I need to know the truth. I need to know this. You can't do this. Wait a minute, for Christ's sake. Just stop the... what do you play here? Bishop e6. I would have castled here any day. I would have castled. I wouldn't play bishop e6 here. No, bishop e6 wasn't a sound move. No, so bishop e6 is the second line of the engine, but not that great. Okay, it's something to this. Okay, let's get out of this. Okay, bishop e6, the second line, it's not that great. Okay, let's go back. It wasn't that great. I didn't like it in particular. Now, it's still not easy to play. You've got two guys here cutting off, limiting the black knight, limiting a bit the bishop. There is no black pawn that could challenge this guy. Oh, wait, whoa. That was a mouse slip. Apologies. I didn't move that. No one moved that. Okay. Queen b1, but I guess you want to take, and queen takes. And then you could just simply go with this. Knight c4. If you do this kind of stuff, the bishop would be incredibly powerful. I'm not sure. Interesting. Definitely it is a very challenging middle game now. It's still a middle game. Very challenging. Knight c4, didn't we say that? We did. Knight c4, of course, knight c4. Any b3 will weaken the dark squares. Bishop to d4 now. Okay. Probably wants to play. Nah, you don't want to play. This is ridiculous. Well, you just. I thought maybe you may want to take the knight here because of the knight f5. I didn't expect actually bishop. I didn't actually expect bishop to happen. Okay, I think you want to get the rook in action. You want to play a rook fd now. You need to get your guys. You need to get your pieces do something. Well, you might play this, I guess. No. You have to be careful. There is something about that diagonal. Should you move the king? Oopsie. Should you move the king? Just from the safety points of view. It's a bit limiting. Feels self-suffocating. Feels like self-smothering. But would you be playing king h1? Would you be willing, guys? Vlad, Akshay, would you be willing, guys, to play king h1? Or would you rather go rook f? Yeah, there you go. Well, look, if I specify one move that actually gets played, well, actually, I think I said more than one. I think I'm quite happy. Hey, Magnus starts to do Magnus things now. He sacked the bloody knight. He sacrificed the knight on e4. He's starting to do things. He's starting to do stuff here. And this is incredibly psychologically impactful. You can't say that doesn't matter. You can't say I don't care. Yeah, I mean, do you want to... If you do this, it's going to be check. You're going to be move. And then knight's going to play this. That's what's going to happen. You can't take the bishop. b3. Yeah, of course. b3. It's so sharp. It is so sharp at this stage. Incredibly sharp. It is very sharp. b3. Again, bishop wouldn't have worked because queen checks. I don't know where you're going, but then you got a big problem. And if you moved here, you even get checkmated. So bishop c5, it's a disaster over choice. Vincent couldn't have possibly played that. Even we know this. b3, yeah, of course, tries to, activate your extra rook power. If they take, do you take with the rook or do you take with the knight? Because they both can get pinned, but the knight is being attacked as well. So we can debate on that one. It's still something. It's just so not easy. This is the puzzle of the evening, guys. Vlad, Akshay, guys, this is the puzzle of the evening. What does white play? I'm not sure if you actually play and win. It's a puzzle as it is, but I'm not sure. It's a puzzle including who's doing better and what are they supposed to do. It's just crazy tactical. It's crazy tactical. Crazy tactical. I mean, oh my God, you're having 1, 2, bloody 3, 4, you name it. Which one is it? Which one is it? Yeah, takes. And then big takes, yeah. I like your plan, Vlad. That's probably the best. Yeah, takes, and heck knows who's taking first what. Yeah, absolutely, yep. I concur, Vlad. I think you're correct about this one. I subscribe to your idea. Oh my God, Jesus, Mother of God. Oh, that's nice. Knight e3 attacks this guy. If you capture, I'm going to take with tempo. Again, colluding with the beautiful knight. It's getting really, really fiery here. Knight attacks the rook. That's something. That's definitely something. How do you play this? My God, I don't know what to look at first. I guess rook d3. Rook d3. Can this be played? Or you're taking this guy? You don't take this guy because bishop takes you and the queen is being hit. Yeah, but then you can play queen b2. Yeah, but then they take your guy. Yeah, but then you can take back. Look, I wouldn't. That's completely madness. This is completely mad. I can't do this in 2 minutes, guys. I'm telling you. I hope I would never play this in a bullet. I would, because I'm panicking. I'm normally inclined in this kind of mad positions. I'm inclined to try to control things and try to keep up on my material and move my guys to relative safety. So rook d3 I would consider playing here. But this is incredibly rich in tactics. Okay, he took the bishop, and we did say that bishop's going to take queen, and we did say this guy's going to go here, and we did say rook's going to go. My God, I don't know just yet. If you move here, there's no more sort of like pin and stuff. This is just crazy. This is so crazy. I'm not very optimistic now for Vincent, Vlad. Not in this position, not like this. I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know. Do you know why? These guys are really frightening. And now he attacks the queen with tempo. Queen is being attacked with tempo. He took the pawn. You gotta play queen b2. You gotta play queen b2, right? You play queen b2. You replace the bishop with the queen. Yeah, queen b2, exactly as I said. Queen b2. If the guy takes, probably you take with the queen. Probably take with the queen, right? And then there is this. Look at this one, Vlad. Bishop takes. I don't know what you're taking with. If you take with the rook, you're getting toast. Because there is rook c2 coming. Look at this, Vlad. Look at this, Akshay. Look at this, fellas. Magnus can take the bishop with the bishop, opening up the rook's diagonal, right? Yeah, there is a check here, indeed. There is a check here and stuff. But rook c2 is such a move. I would say bishop takes d4 is the deal here for black because opens up a terrifying rook combo, bishop and rook combo, and you've got a problem. I don't know how you're dealing with this. I guess you could take with the queen, and after rook c you're gonna play rook d2. Probably you can play like this, but Magnus, hey, still you've got this thing coming. That's for sure. Actually would have helped white because Keymer could have played potentially rook d2 to stopping rook c2. Rook c2 is coming now. You can't play rook d2. And you got a problem about rook c2. Big problem. So you trade off now. Okay, you must trade off. Maybe bishop takes was the better one because it would have won you the necessary tempo to dreaming about rook c2. Maybe very difficult. But then again, if he is lucky, Vincent might be pulling the fourth draw. It's just phenomenal. The kid is phenomenal. This kid is just phenomenal. Knight g3. Okay, move the knight away from this dangerous, incredibly dangerous battery, and bishop would have played with tempo. Do you know something? Do you know why I like black a little bit more here, Vlad and Akshay? Because of the bishop pair. So the bishop pair is stronger, more threatening than this knight on g3, which does whatever he can, but it's just not that great. Yeah, I think we can always think about this kind of stuff. I don't know. Okay. Bishop now stops any knight's attempt to do whatever. That knight can't go nowhere. Well, he can go, but it's just, you can't do this. H3 was the move that actually means that king can go to H2 if there is any problem on the back rank at any moment. But then you may get incredibly pinned. Oh, whoa. So if you play king, I don't even know what to say. Okay, he wants to trade off. At least he wants to take a bishop off the board. Look, the kid is phenomenal. Vincent plays is just, it's phenomenal. The guy is phenomenal. If he pulls the fourth draw versus Magnus, he is just a phenomenal guy. It's a shame he didn't manage to pull a victory until now. He could have, and now he goes so low on time. Ay. 5 seconds. This is madness. Can you imagine how stressful for this guy is? Rook f1 check. That's probably a draw unless, unless those two bishops are going to kill the pawns a bit quicker than the bishop and the knight's pair. This guy, my God. Keymer, what are you doing? Oh my God, there is a fork here. How the hell did he see that tactic? How the hell did he see the tactic? This guy's crazy, but there is a passer. Oh man, there is a check first. He refuses to trade. You don't want to trade. You don't want to trade because the bishop supports the pawn. Coming. This is so tough. I don't know. You want to come down with that pawn. Magnus centralizes the king. You want to come closer. He wants to attack with all of his pieces. This is a passer. This is super dangerous. I'm sorry for Keymer, but that doesn't smell very good because there is a pass pawn on the b file. It's just that not very good. It's not over, and it's incredibly difficult to assess this thing in a span of 2 seconds. This is just mad. I'm not sure. I don't know what to say. I mean, how do you stop this? When? How? How are you going to stop this guy? That's it. I'm sorry, man. Unless there is a crazy tactic, you toast. That's it. He should resign now. I'm sorry for Keymer. Vlad, let me tell you something. That bloody bishop takes e6 didn't cut it. That wasn't very sound. And then he got strangled and strung and more suffocated, and he was defending extensively. It wasn't quite justified. That bishop takes e6, it wasn't justified. It wasn't. It was nothing phenomenal following bishop takes e6. I'm sorry for Keymer. He actually needed to win, and now I think he's not going to feel very great. My Jesus. It's an absolute sick bullet. Where was it? Here. Bishop e6 is not the stuff you may want to do here. That's just not. You castle, you do normal chess. You castle, you do normal stuff. You don't take on e6. You know. And the engine just actually confirmed. I didn't feel very great about bishop takes e6, and I would never give a beautiful bishop and knight for a pawn and rook, an idle rook. I'd never do this. Anyway, it was the second line of the engine with the minus 0.20 or something, if I remember correctly. Alrighty. Ooh. Fellas, we're going to have to pause it for the time being. Some other house chores need to be addressed now. My wife's going to have my skin, so I got to do some other stuff around here. So thanks very much, my friends. Greatly appreciated. Fellas, tomorrow, Monday, I'll be back with the next stage on this super dramatic thing. I'm sorry for Vincent, but hey, you're playing Magnus, so it's incredibly difficult. Cool stuff, guys. So thanks very much, Vlad. Thank you. Who was other Akshay, of course. The other fella I've forgotten, Santosh, I think. Yeah. All right. So, guys, I'll see you definitely tomorrow evening. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, fellas, and we'll be in touch tomorrow. Then, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the remainder of the day. Then David, thank you, David. Awesome. Cheers, Dave. Good man. Good, good, good.